Hey everyone, this is AL, and we're going to talk about this deck. It's going to be a brief talk. Um, the Astrology Reading Cards by Alison Chester-Lambert, illustrations by Richard Crooks. What can I say about this deck that everybody else hasn't said? Beyond the fact that I love it, I really, really, truly love this deck. So let me go over a little bit. I'm sorry about this being a little bit off. First off, look at the inside of this. Look at that picture. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And the fact that I love the book. I love the fact that this deck is truly, this is quality to keep that box. You can keep it any time. And what I love about this book, the book itself is not super thick, but it's big enough. But the color pages with pictures is unbelievable. The information in this is amazing too, by the way. We're going to talk more about this and how this book is used and how to read the cards. Now, one thing you've noticed, I have these cards divided into 3 pieces. And there's a reason, because there's actually 3 mini sets. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to actually look at that with you. And you're probably wondering, but why? Why do I want to look at that with you? The reason is, honestly, truthfully, it is most wonderful to actually look at, because the decks, honestly, truthfully, made a huge difference in the way I look at stuff. I can't explain it more than that. Okay, maybe I can. It really, honestly, made a huge difference in the way I look at astrology. And I'm just learning astrology, so for me, this is one of those, how do you learn more without feeling obligated to, not necessarily, trust me, it's not that I'm never going to take a course, because trust me, taking courses in astrology is probably one of the best things to do, or to get a book, which I have done, by the way. So let me be the first one today to tell you that it is important to be able to do that, to take a book, take a class. I've done both. But it's also important to be able to turn around and say, hey, what are you doing to make it easier for you to be able to do this? And what I found, honestly, truthfully, for myself, was that I learned that this deck, these 3 card sets, and I gotta show you these pictures now. I've had enough. I've waited long enough to do this, to try to explain myself, and then do this is ridiculous. So, and I cheated a little bit. I have to explain. I have trouble remembering the dates that every sign goes through, so I have to write them in. So, like Scorpio, there's the sign that they include, and the information regarding how this sign is. It's an intense energy, masterful, thoughtful, magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. And they go from October 23rd to November 21st. I have to, because I can remember mine, and I can remember a certain couple of other people. I'm a Virgo, so I know it runs from the 23rd of August to the 22nd of September. The The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble, with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. Yeah, mostly. Sometimes we're careless and we don't give a crap, and we're not that. Although we're organized, we have chaos too, and we're pretty happy with that chaos because it's organized chaos. Thank you. The Sagittarius, November 22nd to 21st. I kind of sort of remember this one because I just remember that there are like courses involved within the last part of the year. Don't ask me why, I just do. Aquarius. These pictures are awesome. So they're all like this. I mean, Pisces. I mean, could you get any pretty... I have a sister that's Pisces, so I remember Pisces pretty well. Because she's like smack dab in the middle of Pisces. I'm like, dude, like center of Pisces. Excellent. You are so Pisces, it sucks. But yeah, having these cards look like this, it is amazing. They are this deep for just the signs. So when you get to the house in astrology, everybody has you have the 12 houses, which that are, every sign is not in every house completely. Sometimes they go in double up in the houses, which I found out recently, and I said, what? When did this happen? Now, here's the kicker. They do represent certain houses, mostly. Like, they'll sit there and say, the first house is this, like on the book. This is the way it looks. Occasionally, you'll have things that will, like, with your, depending on how you are, certain things will go past. So, like, look, the 10th house. This is what your achievements and status in the outside world look like. Oh, look, your second house is all about your assets, your finance, and the things that you value. And look at the way that picture is. It makes it clear what kind of things you may value. The 6th house is all about the work, the health, and the daily area of your life. So, one of the things I love about these pictures is that as I'm learning astrology, and I have a really good book that I'm using to learn, I'm learning that as I learn this, these cards are really helping me to remember as a whole what I'm looking at. So it is truly, honestly, one of the biggest things in my life right now. Oops, sorry about that. So, like, when you look at the planets, you have the sun, your immortal spirit, purpose and destiny is involved. It is the whole you. I put that note on there because that, to me, encompasses the whole concept of what's being told here. And that meant a lot to me to remember about what the sun is and does and how it envelops. Mercury. Well, how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. Oh, this is so me. Hey. Pluto. Your ability to transform, take a big leap forward, and rebirth. Venus. The part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. So, like I said, these pictures are stunning. I love them. I adore them. So, one of the things with this set is the fact that they call them the ARC cards. So when I see the initial ARC, I think about an advanced reader copy. I do write for a living. I have books published, but under a different name. So I'm not telling you what my name is. If you ask nicely, maybe I'll give it up one day. But right now, no. So there are different ways that you can read it. It says, lay the 3 sets face down in front of you in 3 separate fans. Think of a question you'd like to ask the ARC to help you with. With your question in mind, draw 1 card from each of the fans. That means you'll draw a planet, a zodiac sign, and a house card. It does not matter which order you select, as long as you select only 1 from each fan. Each card features a sentence and images to aid in the interpretation. Put together, these cards answer your question. For deeper explanation of the cards you've drawn, Read the relevant zodiac sign, planet, and house pages of this book. And then you can ask another question, replacing the cards into their respective fans, shuffling, and repeating the procedure. Now, you could also shuffle the cards together and just draw one card to inspire at that moment. So, one of the things that I did is when I drew the cards for the first time, because I've used the cards a few times. There's a Facebook group that's there. I drew a card because I knew they were all grouped together, and I actually shuffled it, and then I undid all the cards as I shuffled them because I actually realized I like them separate. Because I'm still learning. But one of the things I did is I picked out a card. No, hold on. We're going to re-pick a card, but we're going to do it this way. Two cards decided to come out. Aries and Libra. So, the energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous, crusading, impulsive. Action is likely. I know people like that. Hey. And Libra. Energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. I know people like that too. And I know Libras who are not like that in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. So, when I picked out a card, the card I picked when I read it was one that actually kind of embraced who I am. Especially at that moment, which was seeking. It was a seeking knowledge, desiring to know more. And it was true because I was just learning how to do astrology. And in fact, I blame Silver for that too. I blame Silver for a lot of stuff lately. Of course, she probably blames me back. It's a lovely thing that we share for each other. Her, Shaw, Jen, Leslie. We all kind of blame each other for a lot of stuff, but it's all good because we're a really good group of people. So I love these cards. These cards I highly recommend. Whether you are learning astrology, know astrology, want to use them for oracle status, these cards are awesome. For me, for learning astrology, they are the divine divinity of astrology right now. Using the cards for oracle purposes, I'm enjoying it little by little. Especially when if I know somebody, I know who they are astrologically, I pull that card out. A lot of times use that as their signifier, and then I'll draw around it. So that seems to help a lot of times for a focus point, and that's kind of cool too. So definitely, the colors are magnificent. The cards themselves are some of the most beautiful. So Richard Crooks deserves a huge, huge thanks and kudos because these cards are so inspiring. So inspiring. These are the kinds of things that when I eventually make my oracle deck, these are the kinds of illustrations, the kind of things that I want portrayed on my deck to be able to grab the heart and the mind and the soul to put them together to do this. So this was just like, boom, here it is, and boom, and there it goes. And it just, things in the astrology world made sense. And then Silver said, bisextiles? Yeah, bisextiles. And, sextiles? They're called BQs for short. And my brain said, supposedly they're gifts. That's all I know. And my brain said, bink. And she sent me a link, and I looked it up, and she said, they're gifts, and you have quite a few. And I said, no, those are curses. And she said, no, those are gifts. So we've argued. According to astrology, they are gifts. And I said, obviously, you haven't been around. But nowadays, they are more gifts than curses. So yeah, if you haven't gotten into astrology, there's more to it than the woo-woo that you read online. When you learn your true natal chart, astro.com, by the way. Get a copy of your natal chart. Start the process of learning. It is different when you do that and you actually learn more about those things, the transit of your planets, what it means from your natal chart versus a chart today. It is a moment of time where you realize there's a whole new aspect of you. So yeah, give it a whirl. Give these cards definitely a shot. They're on Amazon.com. They're available pretty much everywhere. Online, Amazon.co.uk. I highly recommend them. Can't say enough about them. I use them in conjunction with my astrology course that I'm taking. It's basically a course that I put together for myself with a book, some online resources and stuff. Do it. And oh yeah, if you ever watch Bill Wen's astrology stuff that she has on her website and everything, use these cards with it to help you to learn the aspects. You can't go wrong. Okay? So again, I am AL, and I will see you next time. Blessings, Bendithian. Take care.